Welcome back to Passionately Catholic. What we're going to look at today is the idea of moral relativism. Now, what is moral relativism? So this is the idea that there are no moral absolutes. There are no moral truths that apply to everyone, everywhere, at all times, which basically means that I get to make up my own morality. I get to be God, really. I get to decide what's good for me. And you hear phrases like, you don't judge me. If this is good for me, it's good for me. I'm not going to judge you. You don't judge me, right? The advantage to relativism, the thing that I think that many people find very attractive about relativism is that, basically I can make my own morality, I can do whatever I want, and nobody can tell me otherwise. But here's the issue. Relativism is an absolute philosophical train wreck, okay? And nobody, deep down, I wonder how many people are actually a true relativist. You see, we want to be the exception to the rule, right? We don't want all the laws and rules to apply to us, but we want the laws and rules to apply to everybody else because it would be massive chaos if it didn't apply to everybody else. I mean, consider for a second cheating, okay, cheating on a test or stealing, for example, okay, or lying. Let's do lying, okay? Consider lying. We want to break the rules for ourselves, right? We want to be able to lie when it's convenient for us or get us out of trouble or help bring us some kind of a benefit. But we want everybody else to be honest with us all the time. We don't want them to lie and manipulate us or cheat with us, okay? Right? We have this expectation. But moral relativism is a problem on so many different levels. For one, moral relativism proves itself wrong. Moral relativism is self-refuting because it says there are no moral absolutes that all human beings must follow. And yet, moral relativism is proposing itself as a moral absolute for all people to follow. Fascinating, okay? It proves itself wrong. It is self-refuting. You can't say there are no moral truths that everybody else has to follow, and I'm basically imposing that on you right now that you have to accept moral relativism. Well, now you're not a moral relativist anymore. Okay, another big problem that I see with moral relativism is that you can't tell somebody else that they're wrong, morally speaking. You can't. If you're a moral relativist, the best you can say is, I prefer that doesn't happen, okay? So like, let's say I steal from you. I take something really special to you. Maybe you have a memento, something from a grandparent, okay? An heirloom handed down to your family, something that's really precious and irreplaceable, something that money could not buy, okay? Something that a parent gave you, or a ring or jewelry, whatever, something really, really precious to you that you can't easily replace. And what happens if I'm visiting your house and I take it, I steal it right in front of you, and I walk out the door and you're like, hey, stop, what are you doing? You can't take that, that's mine. And I say, well, you might be opposed to people taking things, but I think human beings should all share stuff. And honestly, I need this more than you do. So logically speaking, morally speaking, I should have it and you shouldn't. And you're like, well, wait a minute, there is such a thing as right to property. You can't just take that, that's mine. I didn't give it to you. It means a lot to me, right? What are you going to end up doing? There's no objective moral standard in relativism, so you're going to end up duking it out. Okay, it comes down to physical power in relativism, and that's incredibly dangerous. We need moral absolutes as human beings. We absolutely need moral absolutes so that we have that objective standard to appeal to when somebody takes advantage of us. Now, the relativist, let's do the Holocaust for a second. A relativist cannot say that the Holocaust in Germany in World War II, that was immoral, that was wrong. They cannot be opposed to it. The best that a relativist can say is that, well, I wouldn't kill 6 million Jews and another 5 million, 13 million people, okay, 11 million people. Can't do my math right now. Okay, I wouldn't do that, but, a relativist, to be honest, has to say, well, who am I to judge? Who am I to judge them? Because, I don't want to be judged, I can't judge. There are no moral absolutes, so I can't say that it's wrong to have mass genocide. Okay, so they don't have the power to do it. At best, they could say as well, maybe I'm opposed to it, but there's nothing you can say to make them stop. Okay, say that that's wrong. You might be able to say, well, it's wrong for me, maybe as an American in the 21st century, it's wrong for me to do mass genocide. Okay, but what are you going to say about them? Like, you can't judge them. As a relativist, you can't judge Germany back in the 1940s. Okay, that's decades ago. Okay, we're nearing a century ago. Okay, you can't judge them. Different place, different time. Who are you to say that what they did was wrong if you're a relativist? But if you're an absolutist, if you're a moralist and you do believe that there are moral absolutes, you can say that is wrong. Okay, it is wrong to directly take an innocent human life. Okay, it's one of my favorite standards from the Catholic Church is directly taking innocent human life is always immoral. It is always immoral. It's something that we call something an intrinsic evil. In and of itself, by its own nature, objectively speaking, it is wrong, period. To directly take an innocent human life, no matter what, that cannot be justified. Okay, so that's an objective moral standard that we would have as absolutists or as moralists. Okay, so big disadvantages related to relativism. Why does relativism survive? It's because we want to break rules. We want to break rules for ourselves. We don't want people to judge us, right? But the reality is we want objective moral standards. We want people to follow truth. We want people to follow, don't steal, don't kill, don't lie, don't commit adultery. Okay, it's like 10 commandments, here we go. Okay, so I'd invite you, learn more about relativism and moralism, absolutism. Learn more about philosophy. Learn how to argue your positions, learn logic, okay? See the flaws in the world around you, become a better thinker so that you can follow the truth. What's the easiest way to do that? Be Catholic, okay? Explore the truths of Catholicism. They are rich, they are abundant, they are wonderful. God has blessed us so much with His church. May God bless you abundantly today and always, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon.